Hey guys, and we're back, and we're going to look at some new stuff from Age of Sigmar. These are the Daughters of Khaine, Melusai.
Okay,
Warren, I'll hand them over to you.
Yeah, let's get them under the close cam here. So we're giving these away along with their battle tome today.
Yes, we are indeed.
So actually, yeah, we'll tell you at the end of this segment how you can win them. So here they are. I love these models.
Yeah, these are superb models, and a great way to bring something new to the what's this faction called? Daughters of Khaine are the new faction. What's the race called? I've forgotten.
Well, they're all Ales or elves in the world of Age of Sigmar. So yeah, but they're all following Marathi as she's come out from her hiding to reclaim some of the lands in the mortal realms.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My problem was I kept wanting to say Dark Elves, and I know that's not them anymore.
Now, this is actually a dual kit for the Melusai. So
yes.
they do the Blood Sisters and Blood Stalkers, yeah?
Yes, indeed. Both equally dangerous. They are snake women, reborn from those pieces of elf soul that were taken from Slanesh at the forming of the worlds. Is that right?
Yep.
The Blood Sisters, I hope I have this the right way around. The Blood Sisters are the close combat variant, and they have an attack, each one of them, where they can turn their enemy to crystal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a bit vicious.
Yeah, it deals out 1 mortal wound if it succeeds.
Oh,
so these are some of you have the Bloodworm in there.
Yeah.
You have the Crone, and then over here you have the Heartseeker bow.
Yeah, those are the Blood Stalkers with the.
So that's the ranged
yes.
variant right there, and then on the front, I'm assuming we have the close combat.
Yeah,
variant.
they're the Blood Sisters.
I want this one. I think if I were building this, absolutely the close combat. I'm not sure what the meta would be for them, but definitely, if from a looks perspective, and really, come on, half the time that's all we care about.
Yeah,
I would definitely go with the close combat guys.
I actually think a lot of people will be fielding the range, because the Daughters of Khaine faction looks to be a frenzied close combat faction.
Yeah.
All about getting in as quickly as possible. So it's good to give them a bit of range support to help them get at those war machines and wizards who will be hiding. And the Heartseeker bows also deal a point of mortal damage on 6s. Yeah. So they are going to hurt.
Looking at them, at how they actually go together, so we have the instructions. The instructions are great. The instructions are absolutely first class on this. So you can see from that just how to go. I was initially surprised when I was looking at the sprues at the sheer number of components that go into making these guys. But in saying that, it looks like there's a fair degree of movement in the components. So if you wanted to change things up, you can do that.
Games Workshop have always been very good at making kits with a good amount of variety to them.
Yeah, it's not only about the variety of components, but the smart guys can make it that the components themselves have a degree of adjustment.
Posability.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the things that I've always said is whenever you're designing miniatures, you've got 2 schools of thought really. Single pose really dynamic, or lose some of the dynamism to actually go for a more modular system where you can actually have different weapons going on. These actually strike quite the nice balance between.
Yeah, well, to give you an idea of the meta, so for the Blood Sisters, where they're fielding the Heartshard Glaive, it is a range of 2 inches, 3 attacks, 3 to hit, 3 to wound.
3 attacks each?
-1 rend and 1 damage.
Nice.
They then have the Crystal Touch, which just has a whole pile of different, well, it's the Crystal Touch. A unit of Blood Sisters has 5 or more models. They dispatch their foes with their Heart Shield glaives and then turn them to undying statues with their Crystal Touch. Gorgai, the leader of this unit, is Gorgai. Add 1 to hit rolls for Gorgai, and then turn to crystal as their ability. Each time you score a hit with a Crystal Touch, the target suffers 1 mortal wound. Exactly as you were saying.
Yeah, they are going to mow through the heavily armored units of the enemy.
And then if you went for the ranged variant, the Blood Stalkers, you get a 24-inch range, 1 attack, 3 to hit, 3 to wound, -1 rend, 1 damage. And then the Heartseeker's ability is each time you make a hit roll of a 6+ for this unit, in the shooting phase, the target suffers 1 mortal wound instead of the normal damage.
That's a nice bit of a bonus to throw in there. Just the odd time they will just find that chink in the armor.
Yeah.
And actually, hit someone in a soft spot.
That's the thing about the Blood Stalkers. They are their bows are called Heart Seekers for a reason.
Yeah.
They have this unerring accuracy to find the heart of their enemy.
Out of curiosity, though, guys, on your thoughts on this, would it have been interesting, or would it have been game breaking that the turn to crystal rule, instead of suffering one mortal wound, it caused that those models that have been touched by that they weren't allowed to activate for the following.
Rather than causing a wound, it just paralyzes them.
The description is they become undying statues. So it's a kind of turn to stone. It is a Medusa kind of a thing.
It is.
So it does become incredibly powerful then.
Yeah.
If you're actually having them locked down for a turn where they can do nothing, you can either ignore them, or everything in your force can go after them and they can do nothing about it.
It's still pretty powerful in that it's dealing those mortal wounds, and they won't be able to do much to stop that.
It just seems like an odd. Well, it's not odd. You work within the parameters
if you turn
of the
to
game.
stone, you're dead. So if you turn to crystal, you're dead.
Yeah, but you don't die, do you?
Oh yeah, undying. Yeah.
Well, if
you're
like a regular line trip and you're hit with this and you take the mortal wound, you're probably just going to be dead anyway.
Yeah.
If you wanted to fluff it, you could say that the Melusai sort of turn them into statues and then shatter them.
Oh yes.
You could do that, but they have an 8-inch move, a 5+ save, 8 to their bravery, and 2 wounds.
Yeah. I actually like the idea that the Melusai, they turn the enemy to crystal, and then after the battle they'll go, I like that one. I'll place it in my hall.
Yeah, in my living room. So
forever aware.
There's my new cook stand. He's posed perfectly. That's my new cook stand right there.
Do we have a picture of the tome?
So yeah, the Daughters of Khaine battle tome is going to do exactly what most of them do for the different races out there. It sort of collects everything together into one place so that you can build your force up based around the Daughters of Khaine and Marathi coming back. So as I say, it's going to have the rules for the likes of Marathi in her 2 various forms, because she has a sort of like a queenly form, and then she has one where she turns into this mighty snake beast as well, which is pretty cool. But then included in that, you're going to have all the background as well, so you learn a little bit more about how they sort of came out from the darkness and the shadows and the shadows of Slaanesh, and what their sort of plans are for the mortal realms right now. Of course, what's happening as well at this point is there's all this stuff around malign portents as well. So you've got this campaign going on.
Yeah.
So Marathi's come back just at this moment where everything is almost in flux. So maybe she's going to cause a little bit of an upset for the forces of order and things at the same time. But yeah, one of the big things is the whole idea of themed forces and stuff in Age of Sigmar, and you'll find loads of that in the battle tome as well. So lots to look forward to if you like the fluff and background of the Age of Sigmar world.
Yeah. The return of Marathi is the first time that I've really got intrigued for the background of Age of Sigmar, because Marathi was a character back from the old world of Warhammer, but the whole thing in her background was, I believe she was a priestess of the cult of Slaanesh in the Dark Elves forces, but now the Daughters of Khaine, her faction, they hate Slaanesh. They absolutely hate Slaanesh. So that I'm really interested in finding out more about her in this new world.
Hell hath no fury, Sam. Hell hath no fury.
Well, I've actually been very curious to find out what actually happened to Slaanesh, because I think whenever Age of Sigmar kicked off, didn't Slaanesh just disappear for a time? So I don't know, is Slaanesh back, yay or nay?
Slaanesh was effectively sealed away. Within almost like a cosmic vault type situation, but the thing was that Marathi and her daughters and her followers were kind of left there with Slaanesh, as far as I remember, and she's finally sort of come back into the limelight and is looking for a little bit of revenge as well. So.
Yeah, I think it's a PC vault that they had within the background. So but they needed time to readjust and make her more political correct, and then start to bring Slaanesh back from the vault. So.
Let's be honest.
Interestingly as well, Justin, in terms of characters coming back, a lot of people will be interested to know that Gotrek from Gotrek and Fitz also coming back.
Yes, he's returning.
Realms. So yeah, he's stepped out of the realms of darkness and chaos, and he's looking for his ever faithful companion. Felix.
No, he was locked in a pub. That was a different thing.
Last I heard of Gotrek and Felix. Oh, what was the book I borrowed off you, Sam? I borrowed the Omnibus. What was the last of them?
That would have been Giant Slayer in that one, the last of the William King ones. But I'm actually really excited for this, because this is the same Gotrek as was it from the old world.
Yeah.
He's quite literally just stepping out of the realm of chaos into Age of Sigmar and going,
what's going on here? Yeah.
So it's,
awesome.
We're going to get to see the Age of Sigmar from that outsider perspective in his new stories.
Oh, that could be cool.
I'm curious to see whenever he looks at the sort of tech dwarves in Age of Sigmar now and goes, the hell's that?
Well, now he used to be an engineer in his background, so he might be interested.
Yeah. He'd look at it and go, we didn't used to have those.